Let's all chant Om together. Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam, Trailokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Tam Sachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. First, Krishna removes the worries, the anxieties, the sorrows of Arjuna, who thought his dear and near ones will die. And pointed out to him, Arjuna, it's not that Arjuna didn't even have this knowledge. We brought out in the Hindu culture, or even any religion, a soul is eternal. We know, but see how we forget when we suddenly experience the death of a near or dear one. How shattered does become our mind and intellect. When you have to make a choice whether a person who's suffering and the doctors say that there's no more any life, take out the tube. The guilt that comes in, to take out the tube in the hospital. Even according to doctor's instruction. Life, we are faced by many such situations. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita teaches us even how to attain success in this life, making the right decisions and convictions, and how to achieve it. But that's not the end of the Bhagavad Gita. But how attaining that success in our life, making the right decisions, and learning how to have equanimity in all situations of life. Therefore, Bhagwan, in the second and the third chapter, taught what we call as Sankhya Yoga, gave us a brief knowledge of what or who is the self, means our Atma, which is eternal, imperishable, impeccable. Impeccable means pure. He gave the knowledge of the Atma. But for us to recognize that, our extroverted mind and intellect, pushed by the pressure of our vasanas, remain expecting joy, happiness from the world of objects, emotions and thoughts. And we remain attached to it. And even if we understand, we are not able to detach from it, and therefore life situations, whether gain or loss, our identification with that gain or loss as joy or sorrow, because sometimes loss can also create a lot of joy in us. These days, Bhagwan taught to Arjuna what he called as Bhakti Yoga. As we go in the fourth chapter, which again summarizes everything, we'll be explaining each in detail. So he gave knowledge of the Atma, that is Sankhya Yoga. And then he took up the theme of Karma Yoga, which he calls as Buddhi Yoga, which means the yoga of equanimity of mind, or the yoga of right attitude. It's not doing some other action, but whatever is our bounden duty. And duty today, Indians understand only me and my children, not even parents anymore. Our professional duties, our social duty, all this topic will come in the 4th chapter. But performance of your duties diligently, without compromise, as a dedication out of gratitude to the Lord, in fact to the entire universe, and accepting whatever result comes, accepting it. We Hindus know very well that as prasad, which means no likes and dislikes. You accept it as a divine gift. It is always beneficial. And therefore your mind does not react. Your mind does not react. There are no vasanas. And that personalities whose vasanas have diminished, not totally gone, but diminished, an integrated mind and intellect becomes a contemplative mind and intellect. Contemplative mind and intellect comes to know things quickly, easily, and that also which normal mind and intellects find difficult to understand. And that Bhagwan explains as Karma Yoga in simple words. Again I repeat, doing all your actions with gratitude. Duty is out of gratitude only. You've got something, you have to give back. And in duty, there's no question of what am I going to get out of it. It is actually payback. So therefore, whatever you get and whenever you get something, like take for example, when you genuinely, out of a sense of well-being, you see someone want to cross the road and you take them across the road. I remember I was in Madrid airport and flights got cancelled and, everything, and those time mobile phones were not there. Somebody gave me a mobile phone to use and I'm trying to search for my bags, try to catch the next flight. I've got 3 programs which will get cancelled if I miss that flight and all that. So, one of the youngsters from London, I just got the phone from him. I made the phone call to tell the people that this is what's happened and all that. And, in India, we don't say sorries and thank yous. So, baap ka maal hai, But in that state, normally I have a habit of saying, I very politely gave thank God I gave the phone back to him. And I remember how he said, a thank you will do. You see someone in distress and you help out and you expect something out of that, then that is not doing your duty. It's doing a favor. Whether you do a favor or whether you do it with some personal expectation or desire, this is what is called as attachment to the fruits. And when you do it with that, naturally, somebody didn't tell you a thank you. Now you take someone across the road and they tell you, they see you're a youngster, they want to, give a gift to you, say even a candy. No. It is my duty. The moment you say it is my duty, you don't think you've done a favor. You don't think you have to gain anything out of it. In fact, the sheer joy of doing your duty is the result in itself. So this Karma Yoga, Bhagwan elaborated in so much details in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, giving its explanation, giving its logic, speaking about the moment attachment comes. I know tomorrow discussion group, how can we give up attachment to our children? How do we give up this attachment? All this will come up. Bhagwan even explains what is dissection of an attachment, which Gurudev would say very briefly. Your ego, your selfishness, and your false expectations to get joy from anything or any being, which is called as desire. So your ego and selfish desire is the cause of your attachment, and this attachment is that which is the cause of your vasanas. And this is what is called as karma bandhan. It binds you, it limits you. Limits your thinking, limits your knowledge, limits your perception, limits your action also. And therefore in life, when we only do things for ourselves, no doubt you have achievements. But sometimes just try. Do it for someone great, like Hanumanji did for Ramchandraji. That which we've got opportunity to do for our Gurudev's vision. And then see not only what joy and inspiration we get, but you come to see what all you are able to do. How we have limited ourselves just for some few millions or billions. What did Gurudev create? Can you even count it in millions or billions? Yeah? A sadhu from the Himalayas with nothing, not even money to buy some peanuts. Yeah. So much potential is lying in each one of us. At least recognize that, if not recognize that you are infinite. Yeah? See, this is the application of knowledge that Gurudev, otherwise people want to just read Shastra. What is it? Moha is the cause of shoka. Karma bandhan. Vasanas are karma bandhan. And if you do your actions, normal actions, there will be karma bandhan. If you do karma yoga, there will be no bandhan. But how? Shri Krishna has elaborated in the 3rd chapter. Yeah. And he has brought that spirit of worship, that spirit of yajna into the marketplace, what battlefield of life. That whatever roles we are playing, whatever are our duties, whatever is our duty, if we do it with the right buddhi, the right attitude, then there is purification of the mind, integration of the mind and intellect. That meditative and contemplative mind can have great visions and knowledge, and even discover the truth. Now, 2 things here which leads us to the 4th chapter. And then there are some very important points, so that we know the structure of the 4th chapter, so that when we understand it, we don't think any portion is irrelevant to us. First and foremost, Bhagwan explained these 2 yoga, Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Sankhya, knowledge of the self, and Karma Yoga, how to free ourselves from karma bandhan, vasanas, or impurities of the mind. These 2. And also clarified Arjuna's doubt, where he thought that karma yoga, and I'm telling you, even after studying the Bhagavad Gita, including brahmacharis and swamis, this clear idea that Krishna says, we think that karma is opposed to knowledge. It comes, whatever said and done. It's come to all of us, no? I want to give up all this karma, only knowledge. But to abide in this knowledge, the mind must be free of ego and egocentric, selfish desires. Even just my moksha. No? And that's Krishna's philosophy, where he says very clearly that through karma yoga, you become fit for Jnana Yoga. And these are not two separate paths. Because Arjuna thought that karma binds. And we are told also, we can see also, that even in simple understanding, when you do any action, whatever said, there is anxiety, there is frustration, etc. There is, of course, exhaustion of our energy. So, with karma, we seem that there is no peace. Yeah? There is no peace in karma. So, Arjuna wants to say, and especially his karma, ghora karma, he calls it ghora karma. This terrible action of fighting in a battlefield. He's a soldier, that's his duty. No? His likes and dislikes in his own duties cause the confusion. He says, I will not act. And I want to go. Now, suddenly, when nobody comes to listen to you, nobody in the house wants you. Yeah. Your job also, retired. Then they say, Swamiji, I want to come to the ashram. Acha, at 80, what will you do? Swamiji, now what will I do? Eat, and I'll come to the ashram. Meditate. Yeah. On food. Yeah. You watch, even after telling which people go and eat pakoras. The young ones are into health. Yeah, as much as they get hungry faster. But the pakoras and chais, you watch who's eating. Yeah. Meditation is on what? Yeah. Till the vasanas have not reduced, even when we sit in meditation, we are only thinking about the world. Yeah. So Shri Krishna explained and brought the yajna from the Havan Kund to your day-to-day duties of life. Still Arjuna feels, okay, there are two paths. One for the beginners, that is Karma Yoga, and one is the higher path of Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, meditation. Now also, all those spa meditations. Yeah. Everybody. Swamiji, okay, these lectures we have heard enough. What about meditation? I'll tell you, if it was a meditation camp, yeah, and like Dakshinamurti, Guruji just sat here, yeah, even the discourses you go to sleep. Yeah. Not meditate, because meditate you'll be like this. Yeah. Luckily the cameras are here, not there. Not that anybody is sleeping right now, I don't mean that, right? In spite of all that, we cannot meditate. So therefore, Karma Yoga, and those who have purified their mind through Karma Yoga are fit for Jnana Yoga. But Arjuna said, give up karma so that I can gain knowledge and meditate and abide in knowledge. And Krishna said, not yet. Because until and unless the mind. So he explained very beautifully, these are not two separate paths. It is one path in two stages. Yeah. Meant for people who are at different, if it appears it's for different people, it is only because they are at different stages of their growth. Yeah. School is a preparation to go to your professional colleges. Now you say, should I go to school or should I join medical college? Yeah. For those who have not yet finished school, they have to go to school. For those who have already finished school, there is the medical college. So this is what Bhagwan clearly pointed out to Arjuna in the second chapter, but Arjuna raises the question. And Krishna says, Lokesmin dvividha nishtha, pura prokta mayanaga. Pura means before, or I said this in the beginning itself. Beginning of what? He is going to clarify in this chapter. Beautiful topics are there. No? In the beginning itself, I said that it is a twofold path. Meant for people who are at different stages of their life development. It's something like this, that once somebody called me to their small, not a small village, their village. Elderly gentleman, he was coming to my discourses in Bombay. That time I was just there for a short time. And he said, young brahmachari, he said, come to my village. You know, it's very nice, fresh air. So I said, I'll come. He said, I'll come and pick you up. I said, no, you are elderly, I'll come. So I caught the train, I went, and he had given me the instruction. That time there was no GPS and all that, and all that. But he gave me good instruction that when you get down from the train, on the right-hand side, there is the road. Yeah, I am on 24th Gandhi Road. Yeah. I got down, and on the right side, there was a road. But it was Nehru Road. So I walked and walked and walked, and I'm trying to see if there's some Gandhi Road somewhere, but there was only one road, came to the end of the village. And you know how India, how it is. Anytime you walk anywhere, kahan hai 24 Gandhi Road? Aage chalte jao, badhte jao. You know how it is, badhte jao. And I went, finally I got, and you know, you can't get back to that person, he's gone from there. Life is continuous change. So I caught a pan bidi wala shop wala, and they said, "Arey, कहाँ है ये गांधी रोड?" सब बोलते आगे बढ़ते जाओ, ये है कहाँ? Where is it? तो इसे हाँ साहब, बस बड़ा गांव तो है ही नहीं, 5 मिनट आगे चलो, वहां मिल जाएगा आपको गांधी रोड. और उधर उसका घर, उस बाबूजी का घर है ना, हाँ वो, हाँ. So he knows also the place. And I walked. Again I came to the end of the day. I'm seeing no other road. Now at least this person I could come and catch him. You know? Because you have to trust someone who's permanently available for you. All this coming in the 4th chapter, I'm telling you. You know? I might tell you this humor is very, you know, you might think I'm taking some distraction or something, but it's all going to come in the 4th chapter of the Gita. So I went back to him. I said, इधर कोई दूसरा रोड है ही नहीं, खाली नेहरू रोड है, तो 24 गांधी रोड कहां से मिलेगा मुझे? तो he said, साहब, एक छोटा सा गांव है, एक ही रोड है हमारा. There's only one road. But we wanted both. Those days there was this fad, no, Nehru and Gandhi, they wanted both. So he said, before the temple it is Nehru Road, after the temple it is Gandhi Road. This is the same thing. When you have got vasanas, yeah, attachments to the world, Nehru Road. Karma Yoga. Yeah. Do your duties. Yeah. But with the right attitude. Yeah. And that itself Bhagwan calls, is what the Vedas called as yajna. The spirit of sharing, making your action into a worship. Now it appears to be a completely novel idea, revolutionary idea, where from the Yagyashala, which was puja and yagya, which were pointed out as the means of purification of the mind. But what happens over a long period of time, the goal is not understood, the means is not understood. People get only into some limited understanding of religion, spirituality, and its practices. And finally, Arjuna would think that Krishna seems to be telling that you don't have to sit and do swaha, 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 which of course nowadays all modern people, so we don't have to do the rituals, right? If you make your life into a worship, you need not that you should not, you need not do those rituals. At the same time, do those rituals and not live it in your life. It's like you experiment in the laboratory how to fix a fuse, and in your house, you can't fix a fuse. Yeah? Shri Krishna takes that principle of yagya, the principle of worship, the principle of karma yoga, and brings it right into the battlefield of our life. That when we do our duties dedicating to the Lord, it becomes worship. And whatever result comes is His gift to us, it becomes prasad. When we accept it as prasad, there is equanimity of mind. And that quiet mind is not a reactive mind. Yeah. Then only we can perform our actions efficiently. And therefore, samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. And the greatest efficiency is that you do your actions, you do your duties, fulfill your duties also, and the greatest thing is that you don't create more karma bandhan. You reduce your vasana pressure. This is called as yoga karmasu kaushalam. And having inspired Arjuna and telling him that in the end, that higher and beyond the intellect is the Atma. Arjuna, know it. Now the question is, how do you know it? Karma Yoga is surrender of your ego. How do we surrender our ego? No? At the same time, appears to be a great new idea for us because we've heard it. No? What is the authenticity of this knowledge? And therefore, the 4th chapter starts with the authenticity of this knowledge. Even though the novelty of Krishna's presentation and of all our saints and sages over a period of time, that novelty is not something new. It's only presenting it in a manner, that same ancient knowledge by which it is applicable, it is inspiring, and it is easily practical, or it is practical for people to act according to it. Yeah? So this is what leads us into the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And as I said in the introduction in the morning or in the evening, was that this chapter summarizes the central theme of the entire Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, very, very important chapter for all spiritual seekers to understand very, very clearly the spiritual goal and the spiritual path. So, This is what the 4th chapter is all about, and we shall begin it in the morning tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.